Pay very close attention to this prophetic word. You're going to love it. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year, and I hope that everybody is having a wonderful New Year so far. I want to give you this urgent prophetic warning, that I have felt stirred. I have felt stirred to give. I got another confirmation today. I'll share with you what that confirmation was. And I believe with all of my heart that I have to share this with those of you on social media, and I would please encourage you to share with everybody that you know, because this is a critical word. The urgent warning is that we must be prepared. We must be prepared. Now, I've been preaching this for some time, and I'll go back in just a minute to tell you some of the things that I shared before. The dream the Lord gave me, the very serious warning dream that God shared with me, that I have shared publicly, but I want to share it again. You know, this morning, of course, we had our New Year's service like we always do, and God gave me a word for the new year. He told me it would be the year of the spoils, the year of the spoils, and that we would have to be intentional and diligent and devoted in this hour. We would have to be very intentional about our spiritual life and about the spiritual disciplines that God has called us to walk in. But then this morning, and I'll just bear with me for a second because I want to make this as clear as I possibly can. So this morning when my wife and I were talking, she said to me, Kynan, during the New Year's service, while we were crossing over into the new year, when the clock struck 12 midnight and everybody was shouting and dancing, she says, this sobriety came over me. It was almost like, the way she described it, she said, Kynan, it was like this ominous feeling that she got that people aren't prepared for what's coming. People aren't prepared for what's coming. That there were people that were dancing and shouting, but they had not prepared themselves for what's ahead, particularly as we go into the beginning threshold of this year. Now, I want to share a prophetic dream the Lord gave me, and then I want to give you some insights that I think are very important. So the Lord gave me this prophetic dream. It was people on a beach. In fact, I remember looking at this scene. It was like from the 40s. You know, women would wear those bathing suits that were a lot more modest than the ones they wear now. And women were on the beach with their families, husbands, and everybody was just kind of sitting there sunbathing, and they had umbrellas to protect them from the sun, etc. And everybody just enjoying themselves, tanning and picnicking on the beach. And I'm looking from a distance at this scene, and all of a sudden, as I begin to squinch my eyes, I see that this is not what I think it is. That in fact, there were armies encroaching on the shore. That there were all kinds of planes and helicopters and bombers that were encroaching. And then I realized, in the dream, I came to the realization that these were the beaches of Normandy and that this was indeed World War II. And all of a sudden I came out of this dream/vision, and the Lord said to me, he said, my people are vacationing during warfare. He said, my people are vacationing during warfare. And I'm concerned that there is a lack of preparation. And I'm giving you this prophetic warning. You can mark my words. Mark my words. Mark my words. When we looked at New Orleans, people were celebrating in revelry and drunkenness while an assassin of some sort, a killer, murdered 10 people, rammed their truck into an audience of unsuspecting revelers, unsuspecting partiers, People that thought, man, when I come home, when I go out in New Orleans or whatever, I'm going to come home at this time of night. And people that went out to enjoy themselves and to drink and to party. And all of a sudden, they're no longer here. They probably never even suspected that they would not be on this planet, that they would not even cross over into the new year. I don't know when exactly they perished, and my heart goes out to the families of those victims and their loved ones, because it's a very tragic thing, very, very tragic thing. But I'm telling you, friends, it is time for the church to gird up the loins of our mind, and the enemy is being very intentional and diabolical in his distractions. There are many distractions right now. The church has become caught up in nonsense, caught up in fodder, caught up in distractions that really have nothing to do with God, and we're playing church. People are playing religious games right now, and this is not the time to play religion. This is the time to really get in the secret place with God, to develop and fortify your relationship with God, to ensure that your soul is secure, to ensure that your fellowship with God has been solidified. This is the hour, beloved. We're coming into a season where God is really calling the church into a place of consecration. To a place of consecration. And so that's what the Lord showed me. And I remember the confirmation from me. My wife and I, usually we're on the same page. And she said to me, she says, Kynan, people aren't prepared for what's coming. I feel strongly in my spirit that people lack preparation. We're dancing through the new year, we're partying and excited and all of that. But there's a lack of severity. I'm not a doom and gloom preacher. I'm not a preacher that preaches, doom and gloom and things are going to get terrible. I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of conviction in the word. I believe in the power of God. I believe in the goodness of God. I believe in the prosperity of God. But I'm telling you right now, we need to get serious. And I've been preaching this since 2024. And the Lord told me to tell the people, stop playing church. This is not time to try to be holding on to bitterness and offense. This is not time to be distracted. You're on the internet all day looking at who got what going on, and you're not spending time with the Lord. You're not praying, you're not fasting, you're not seeking his face. We need to prepare for both the good and the severe. Watch this, lest we find ourselves in another pandemic situation. And what I mean by pandemic situation, when the pandemic hit in 2020, most of the church was ill prepared because we had seeker-friendly Christianity. We had sugar-coated sermons and messages. We had all of this. People can't even sit in church for 2 hours without being distracted, without being bored. People come into church once a month and they say they're Christians. People giving less than 6% of their income to the church. And we come up with all these doctrines and ideologies that validate laziness and pride. And God is saying it's not going to fly in 2020. That spirit is not going to fly this time. It's time for us to get serious about God. It's time for us to get serious about prayer. If Maverick City says they're coming to a town, man, the whole auditorium is filled. But if your pastor calls for a prayer service, you want to stay at home and watch online. We got to get serious. And that's not a shot against Maverick City. I'm telling you that the problem with the church is that there has been a spiritual slumber. There's been a slothfulness in the things of God, and God is calling the church to awaken. He's calling the church to wake up out of her slumber and to wake up into the reality of what God is calling us to do. So I want to urge you to share this. This is not so I can get clicks and likes. I'm not interested in that. I want to urge you to share this so that people can hear the alarm, that people can hear the clarion call, that people can wake up out of their slumber. Share this video and remember, Jesus is Lord.
Thank you so much for listening to this video. Make sure you share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I know how important for people to stay alert and be encouraged, be motivated. And I also pray that let this 2025 be the blessed year of your of life, and let you be prosperous. Start speaking the word of blessing and prosperity over your life and over the life of your family, because it is crucial and it's much needed. So I love you guys, and I hope I will come back with you soon and share this word, another word with you. So